nuts.
Spiced nuts, that sounds delicious. Okay, we're gonna get going. Okay, first we're gonna make our spice mix. We're gonna start with 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, freshly ground. And then we've got 1 teaspoon of cumin. We've got 2 teaspoons of salt. 2 teaspoons of celery seed. We have the zest of an orange and the zest of a lime. Now you could use lemon, any kind of zest you want. And then we've got 1 teaspoon of coriander.
It just fell in.
That's okay. 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And 1/2 teaspoon of ancho chili pepper. I like to combine the two because you get a little smoky flavor. And then 2 teaspoons of paprika. And Gabriel's going to mix that all up with his whisk.
Whoa.
And then we're going to set that aside and go on to step 2. Okay, now we're going to mix up our nuts. We've got 2 cups of pecans. And we have 2 cups of hazelnuts.
They're like peanuts.
Yeah, they're small like peanuts. That's okay. That's okay. You can stack those bowls together when they're empty. 2 cups of almonds. 2 cups of salted roasted cashews. And 2 cups of walnuts. Now all these nuts are raw except for the cashews, and Gabriel's going to take his spatula and mix those all together.
Passing to you, baby.
Okay. Step 3. We're going to make the glaze for the nuts. So we've got 1 cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of water. And Gabriel's going to mix those together with his spatula.
It's kind of salty. It looks like salt.
It does look like salt, but it's sugar. Okay, and then he's going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to put this on the stove and cook it on medium heat till the butter is melted and the sugar and water are all combined, probably a minute or 2. Okay, so step 3, we combined our sugar and water. We added the butter. Going to mix this till it melts. Okay. Okay, our next step, Gabriel's going to put the spice mix into the nuts and stir them until they're completely coated with all the spices. Now we're going to add our sugar mixture, and again stir until everything is coated. I'm doing this step because the sugar mixture is very hot, and hot sugar burns very badly. So we're just going to stir until these are all coated and combined. That looks pretty good. And then we are going to spread them out on some baking sheets that I've lined with foil. We're going to spray our foil with cooking spray just to make sure that the nuts don't stick. And then I'm going to pour these out onto the pans, and Gabriel's going to spread them out so it's one even layer. You ready, Gabriel?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pour some on here. And can you spread those all out? Not with your hands, hon. You burn yourself. Here. Very sticky. That's okay. We'll wash it.
With what?
Okay, we divided the nuts between two baking pans, and we're going to spread these out. So it's one nice one layer. Let's spread them out a little more. I think I'll give you a few of mine. I've got more. Okay, you want to spread those out. And these are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. And before these go into the oven, we're going to give them a little sprinkling.
Can I do one?
I've got kosher salt, so we're just sprinkling a little. You want to do the other one? You do your pan. Up higher, you're going to get, remember we sprinkle from up high like that?
Okay.
All right, that's pretty good. That's enough. And then we're going to do more when they come out of the oven. Okay? All right, so these are going to go into the oven. Our 10 minutes are up, so we're going to open the oven and we are going to stir the nuts a bit. Looking good already. You can see that the sugar is starting to caramelize. I'm just going to toss these a little. Make sure they're not sticking. And spread them back out. And we're going to give them another sprinkle of salt, just light. Now up to the other pan. Okay, our nuts are done. Time to take them out of the oven. You can see it's nice and caramelized. We're going to set them here on the stove top to cool before we eat them, or in this case to package them. And I'm going to give them another stir just to make sure they're not sticking. And we're going to give them one more sprinkle of kosher salt. Now you could use sea salt too. I just happen to have kosher salt in the house, so that's what I'm using. And now we're going to let these dry and cool, and we're going to package them up. So here we have our spiced nuts. You notice I said spiced, not spicy. If you want them spicy, you can add a little extra of the cayenne and or the ancho. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop them into these cute little jars I found, and these are going to be gifts for my dentist and the lady who does my hair and a couple other people. So I'm on the last container here to fill up. Aren't they adorable? And this is a great present for people who maybe don't like super sweet, because these nuts are just lightly glazed. It's really more about the spices than the sweetness. And this looks like it's going to be a pretty good jar. I think this might have to be for home. Just leave it on the counter all through the season, and we have company coming over so they can just nibble away. I always have a couple of treats sitting on my counter, cookies or fudge, or in this case, some delicious spiced nuts. We'll be back with another spiced up holiday treat.
Vive avant, vive avant, vive avant.